practice harder, work harder, be better.
What's the psyche of this team right now?
3-3. Got a long ways to go. A lot of football left. Shouldn't hang your head. I mean, we put ourselves in this position, you know what I mean? So for me, man, get back to work, you know, get back to doing the things I'm used to, which is playing clean football, good football, making the right plays, and, you know.
All right. Yeah, look, it stings. It stings to have lost 3 in a row. To lose against your division rival at home in prime time, such a great environment. Guys fought their tails off down to the last minute, but we're not playing well enough to beat the team we need to be. So the message to the team is we have the people in the building, our players, our coaches, to become a really good football team. And right now we're coming up short, and that's obvious based off the tape. It's obvious based off of what's going on. We got to start faster. We have to win the takeaway differential, which that's a team stat. And you know, we're just not doing the things that good football teams do to win football games. And so we're going to attack it. You know, we're gonna take a breather here and really go back and dissect the heck out of this thing. And I just told, like, you got 1 or 2 options: you can give up, or you just keep fighting like heck to make it right. And that's what we're going to do. So we're 6 games into the season, and there's a lot of football to be played, but we got just like the message was last week, we got to get better in a hurry, finding new ways to lose games, and it's not good, but we got the right guys for the job. Guys are in it. We're going to do this thing together, and we're going to fight forward and go to Atlanta next week.
How's the discipline on the defensive fits, assignments, those kind of
Yeah, guys aren't inventing things. They're trying to do it the right way. We're either stopping them right now at the line of scrimmage, or the ball's spitting and it's explosive. So when that happens, it's either on the front line, guys getting out of their gaps, second level not fitting it correctly, and not getting it on the ground on the third level. So that's what's going on.
Mike, there seemed to be a renewed commitment to the run during the week. Do you feel like that played out today?
Well, we certainly tried. I think we ended up with like 20 rushes or something. It's really a team stat, because if you're behind multiple scores deep into the second half, you're not going to be able to run the ball. It's just the way it goes. So we're going to keep working on it. We're going to keep finding our identity, and I mean that's one on the list of things that we're going to be attacking over the next week.
What did you think of Geno's night? He obviously had a couple of interceptions there.
Look, Geno, at the end of the day, we put ourselves in position after being in a massive hole. If we got to stop to go down and score, and Geno's playing really good football for us. I know he threw the 2 picks, but we got faith in Geno. I mean, he's gonna bounce back. I thought he played a good football game.
Any updates on Trey Brown and Artie Burns?
Artie re-aggravated his toe, so like severity, I'm not sure. Trey had an ankle. I'm pretty sure everybody else is okay.
How much thought did you give to going for the touchdown at the end of the first half there?
If it was a matter of where it was on the field, but wasn't much thought from that yard line.
I guess, what do you think with this whole break? What do you think players need to kind of get back on track here after losing?
Yeah, look, you can't fix everything overnight. So you gotta pick one thing at a time. Okay, you got to be really surgical in our approach. You got to be positive. There is good things on tape. The effort was there. The guys are trying to play physical. They're trying to play the right way. And we got to look at what we're asking and how we're coaching it, and how teams are attacking us, and then go from there. I mean, that's really that's going to be the thought. It's kind of like a mini bye week. So we're going to be looking at ourselves a lot over the next few days, and then go back to work on Monday.
What was the explanation you got on where they called the personal foul on Leonard, but they had called motion on San Francisco?
Yeah, apparently the rule says that a 15-yarder overrides a 5-yarder, even if the first 5-yarder would have stopped the play. Is the explanation I got. So,
Mike, what'd you see on the Debo touchdown, the breakdown you guys had there?
It was a coverage breakdown on our end, and we had an opportunity to make it right with Julian on the overlap. If that happens, we just got to get him on the ground. We missed the tackle, and off he went.
You mentioned the turnovers earlier, multiple turnovers now in 4 games. It hasn't been one guy, obviously, but what do you think needs to change to get that cleaned up?
Well, we got to, obviously, we're not emphasizing it enough, so that's the starting point, and the guys know that. And so we got those, add that to the list of things we have to attack, but we can't be giving the ball to the other team. We have to be playing more precise.
Good to see Visco bounce back, though, the way he did with the return after having the turn.
Yeah, it's good. Special teams, it's really like our football team right now. They're doing a lot of good things that put us in chances, but then we're really hurting ourselves in certain phases. So it's like living in two extremes. And so we got to balance it out and be a more consistent football team.
Another game where you asked your offensive line to hold up in pass protection quite a bit, 50-plus dropbacks, whatever it was. How did you feel like they did?
Well, again, this is the third game in a row now that you're behind, so you got to chuck it in the second half. So, again, that's defensively and as a team, we have to be in these games within a score in the second half, so we're not having to drop back that much. But the guys are battling. They're battling. The guys are battling their tails off. So I'm proud of the effort, and I don't know what the score was at some point, but it looked bleak. Visca took the touchdown or took the kickoff back. Guys fought back to within a score, and then we didn't get the 4-minute stop on defense. So it's kind of the tale of the last 3 weeks right now.
These last couple of games, the other teams have been able to drive right down the field against the defense to start the first and second half.
Yep.
Are you noticing anything that maybe is causing that, where it seems like the defense is coming up flat, start of the game?
No, I don't think we're flat. Teams have openers, and you have to stop those openers. It's just what it is. And it's a combination of understanding how teams are attacking you, how that's evolving, and keep putting them in better positions to make plays, and then our guys got to go make the plays. But our guys are they're ready to play.
Mike, you guys have been on the negative side on the turnover battle for a few weeks in a row here. How do you kind of see that aspect of your guys' play right now, and how much?
Well, it's probably the single-handedly biggest. It's the biggest thing right now that's hurting our football team. So we have to take care of the ball better. We got to practice it better. You get what you emphasize, and apparently we're not emphasizing it enough. And that's my responsibility.
3 games in 11 days. How much, physically, do you need this break right now?
I don't know. I physically am not sure what the answer to that is. It is good to have a couple days to take a breath and go back and really have a chance to go back with the tape and let's come up with a great plan of attack to go forward. That's got to be our mentality. So that's what we're going to do.
Are you concerned about where your team is right now after losing 3 straight?
Well, yeah, of course you're going to be upset and worried about losing 3 straight. Of course. But we are 3-3, and we are 6 weeks in. So we started fast. We've obviously not played good football in the last 3 games, and onward we go. So the mentality always has to be, hey, let's move forward. Let's attack this thing, and let's fight like hell to make it right. That's the message to the guys, and that's what it's just. I hate to be there's no novel idea, but that's just got to be the mentality.
Mike, on creating turnovers, how do you do that without pressing defensive-wise?
Well, I think it starts with stopping, on first down type plays. I don't know what the stats were today, but it felt like we were behind on some of those things. And if you're not dictating terms, if you're not forcing them into passing situations, it's hard to affect the quarterback. When we did create those situations today, I felt like we couldn't get the guy on the ground. So he was able to extend plays and make plays in that regard. But you have to be winning games. That's when it comes to life. If teams have options to run or pass all the time, it's it's hard to get them behind the 8 ball.
Anything else? Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Good evening.
Just what are your kind of general thoughts on that one, about how that one kind of went for you guys?
Yeah, we obviously did a lot of things that you don't want to do when you talk about winning football games. We didn't control the ball, didn't control the clock, turned the ball over, had penalties, You know, all the things that we talk about every week, you know. Like I said, man, when you play against good teams, well-coached teams, you can't shoot yourself in the foot. And, you know, those are the things that we're doing right now. I mean, that's to be totally honest with you. You know, we're just getting in our own way, and we got to, you know, stop doing that. Practice harder, work harder, be better.
What's the psyche of this team right now?
3-3, got a long ways to go. A lot of football left. Shouldn't hang your head. I mean, we put ourselves in this position, you know what I mean? So for me, man, get back to work, you know, get back to doing the things I'm used to, which is playing clean football, good football, making the right plays, and, you know, doing what's right.
On the interception to Metcalf across the middle, did you notice him trying to break it deep, or was that after you threw the ball or decided to throw it?
It was an interception, man. We all saw it. You know, bad play by me.
There were probably a few passes more cut back, a couple interceptions, underthrow to DK at the end of the first half. What did you make of some of those throws? And just
Watch the film, man. Watch the film. You see it.
I think it's a couple extra days off here coming up before the next game. Can that help this team regroup, reset before that next one?
Yeah, get your body right, get your mind right, get ready for practice on Monday, and get back to it.
What is it about the 49ers that you guys struggled with in these last few meetings?
We lost just one game today. I don't think how many games we lost today? One?
Today?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So we lost one today.
Geno, when you think about like what your offense does well, what do you think is kind of your bread and butter at this point? What do you think this offense needs to kind of hang its hat on?
You know, we need to get better at a lot of things. I mean, that's the reality. We need to get better. We need to find ways to win. Whatever the bread and butter is, we got to collectively come up with that answer and get to it.
Geno, this is the third straight week with offenses looking real slow in the first half. I mean, what do you think is the impetus behind that?
Yeah, not starting fast, not executing. I mean, that's the main thing, not executing. You know, anytime you want to say what's the problem, what's the issue, it's a lack of execution. This is a game of inches, as they say, and, you know, the margins are small, especially up here at the big boy league. So you got to do all the right things all the time, and, you know, we failed to do that today.
Your coach said that perhaps he needs to revisit how they coach ball security. Is there anything you can think of that you guys haven't done emphasizing that you can?
You know, that's what Coach said, so that's what we'll do.
anything else?
Thank you, Geno.
Have a good one.
How we doing?
How's continuity of this team right now? It's like 3 in a row.
It's tough, you know. Division game, first division game, just didn't execute. I mean, I think that's kind of the mindset right now is, you know, obviously tough loss. You want to win games. But again, we just didn't play well enough in the critical moments, the critical, you know, the critical things, turnovers, penalties, all that stuff to win the game.
Julian, you talked last week about the concept of struggling well,
Yeah.
using negatives and positives. Do you feel like you guys are doing that, or what are the signs you've seen in the last couple of weeks that you guys can pull yourselves out of this?
Yeah, you know, it's early, obviously, and we'll see how we attack this week. You know, it's been a beast of 3 games, you know, in 11 days, and I think everyone's approach coming after last game was just to go to work. That's what it's going to take. We're still figuring each other out, figuring out what each other does well, what people might not do well, and we just got to play cohesive ball. I mean, defense starts with me not getting turnovers. We have to get the ball. We have to protect the ball. Going -3 against a team like this, you're just putting yourself in a giant hole. And so I think the mindset is still, like, just attack this thing. It's early. We're still meshing. We're still going. There's a lot of games left. We just got to catch our stride.
What was the issue on the Debo touchdown?
Yeah, you know, great scheme, great route versus what the scheme we were in. He got kind of broke free a little bit, and then I took a poor angle. Poor angle, going for the ball. He came back to it pretty well. Great play by him, and I just got to get him on the ground. So that one's on me. You know, now I owe this team a few more plays.
In that situation, when you're coming over that late and that fast, how hard is that to be in position to make a play?
It's a beast. I mean, that's my job, though. It's the balance between going for the ball, going for the tackle. I was breaking like it was a good thrown ball, but it was underthrown. And so it kind of, I rounded my break, and Debo was able to get in front of me, and just I didn't have the right angle. Tough, but that's, you know, that's my job.
How'd you hold up to this one, Julian? I know it was a game time call for you. How'd you
Yeah.
make it through?
they were through fine. You know, a lot of kudos to the training staff. We kind of just grinded every minute of this week. I mean, 3 games in this amount of days is tough on the body. And, you know, Strick and crew just went to bat for me, and we just worked every day. Just try to just get ready for this game, and we're continuing to work.
Could you sense that with the entire team, 3 games in 11 days?
Yeah, it's a beast. I mean, it's just a beast. It's tough, for sure. But I know some guys, you know, they got to take care of their bodies. Right now we're a little banged up. Obviously, some guys went down again today. And we've got to get some more reinforcements back and just really attack this thing. We got to take advantage of this and just go into Atlanta and do what we know how to do.
Their last long run, where they kind of put it away there, I guess
Yeah.
what did you see there?
I think that's just kind of I don't know, that's the overall gist of kind of what we have going on defense. You know, you can't have 10 people communicating and doing the same thing, and at one off, it's been killing us. And so I take that on me. I got to communicate better to the people who need to be in the right spots so they can just do their jobs. And so I had to take a bigger step just in communication and leadership to just try to get guys going in the right way. Guys want to play fast. Guys want to make plays, and that, I think, last play, I mean, we had a chance there, and just, you know, a little bit of miscommunication and misfits.
What is it about the Niners that gives you guys a problem?
I'm not sure. You know, new to the team last year, new to the division last year. I think it's just playing clean ball. You're not going to beat them going -3 in the turnover battle. And I don't know what the penalty numbers were, but they couldn't have been good for us. And that's what it takes. I mean, I think we know the people. We know how to execute. You saw a lot of great plays out there, but it's just too much one-offs, too many one-offs. And so that's what it takes to be a team like this. And we had them there. I mean, fourth quarter, we were rolling offense. Laviska sprung that kick. I mean, the energy was right there. The energy was good. But just situational football, turnovers, penalties, and just being, you know, smart.
Julian, speaking of the turnovers, you guys haven't been able to force
Yeah.
many on your side of the ball your last few weeks. How tough is that for you guys as you're looking at the negative side of the battle here each week?
Yeah, that's tough. We got to get more turnovers. I have to get more turnovers for this defense. And I think that's just it. We will work it, obviously, in practice, and then the ball will come to life. And once it does, they come in bunches. And so it's a positive mindset. It's an attacking mindset. And I think guys were attacking that ball today, and just we got to come up with it.
I asked Coach Macdonald about this. I think that you guys have been coming out flat, but the last 2 games, you guys have given up long drives in both halves on defense. Can you put a finger on what you're seeing in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, I can't, off the top of my head, think of our get back on track numbers. I think we've been solid on first down. Second down, just do some leaky stuff and give them a third and manageable. And it goes into when we're in man, just understanding your leverage, winning your one-on-one. And then zone, just understanding where your spacing is. Understanding that these guys want to attack the middle of the field. And then there was a lot of check downs that were leaky today. And so I think that kind of goes into, I don't know, just how we need to play defense. These drives get strung out together because we just aren't disciplined enough consistently. But again, we have the players, we have the scheme, we have the right mindset. And it's just cleaning it up. We have to attack this week. It's a long season ahead of us.
A little break now, kind of refresh.
Yeah.
What show of confidence you guys can come back strong from this?
I feel real confident. I got to do more. I think that's as simple as it can be. I need to just be more vocal, be more accountable for myself, for others. And I think everyone, all the leaders for sure have that approach. That's what it takes. It's a long season. And we're meshing. Right now we're 3-3, 0-1 in the division, a lot of games in front of us. And so we had to finish this second quarter of the season in a strong way.
Julian, the issues that you're talking about on defense,
Yeah.
how much do you feel like those are a product of a new scheme, new players trying to mesh together, all that, versus just simple fundamental errors?
Yeah, you know, I don't want to excuse it to being the new scheme and all that stuff. I think it's just fundamental stuff. We have to just put just keep it black and white in the meeting room and address what needs to be addressed in terms of simple stuff. And that's the good part. That's the promising part, is that it is just, it's bread and butter things that we're not executing on. Mike's really dialing it up or trying to dial it up. And we just had to find a way to mesh and catch our flow. And so we're still kind of catching that stride and trying to figure it out.
Anything else? Thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
Who wants to start?
Where's your head at right now, Tyler?
I mean, where I guess where it'd be at when you lose a game. I mean, it was tough. We started slow, showed a lot of fight, showed a lot of resilience, but, you know, losing 3 straight, nobody wants to do that. But, I mean, it's too late to put your head down. I mean, it's kind of like the 24-hour rule. You know, you take the loss, you figure it out, you can do whatever you want for 24 hours, but then the next day, you got to focus on the next game. You know, this ain't college where you lose 3 games and now you're out of the playoffs, right? Like, you can lose 3 games, you can lose 6 games, 7 games. As long as you win your division, you're in. Obviously, we don't want to lose that many, but, I mean, for us, we just can't let these 3 losses continue to, like, push us down. Like, we got to make sure people aren't giving up, got to make sure we're not tapping out. You know, just got to fix the intangibles. I mean, like pre-snap penalties, you know, stuff like that. Like, we just got to fix some of those little things so, you know, we could be able to figure out, like, where are we at when we're not getting penalties, right? Like, where are we know holding might happen. We know interferences might happen, but, like, the pre-snaps, the little things like that, like, we can fix that to where it doesn't shoot us in the foot.
Is that easier said than done to fix those things?
I mean, no, I mean, it's just on us being able to understand, like, you know, how we line up, understanding the cadence. I mean, we're at home, you know what I mean? Just being able to do the little things. You know, a lot of that could be focused. We could be more focus-oriented when it comes to walkthroughs, you know, not just in practice. I mean, it's just those little things. Like, we got to treat walkthroughs as a game. And, I mean, I think we already do that as it is. But, you know, learning from the mistakes and being able to correct the mistakes in walkthrough, and you'll be surprised if you correct them in walkthrough, they start to get corrected in practice, which then gets corrected in the game.
What are you seeing early in games? You mentioned the slow start, but it seems like that's kind of been a pattern here in the first 6 games. What are you seeing in that regard?
I mean, I don't know. I just kind of think it's just kind of like how it goes at times. I mean, we know we started slow before, and I don't think sometimes if you start slow, that doesn't mean that you're going to lose the game. You know, I just think that for us, we just got to be able to figure out what is it going to take for us to be able to play in the first half the way that we do in the second half. And if that means we got to play catch up, then, you know, hey, let's get that mentality where at the beginning of the game, we're already losing. If that's what it takes for us to be able to play at a high level, I don't know. I mean, I think for us, it's just going back to the drawing board and being able to look at what happens in order for us to be able to play at our best, right? Like, are we overthinking it? Are we, you know, are we over-energized? Are we, you know, what is it? Like, because sometimes when you're down, you don't overthink, right? Like, you're not over-energized. You're like, sometimes you just got to breathe. So I think, you know, for each person, it might be different. But for us, I just think you just can't let this knock you down to where you get yourself in a bigger hole, right? Like, it's good we at least started 3-0 instead of 1-2, right? Because then 3 straight losses put you at 1-5. So for us, I mean, obviously the record's not where we wanted to be at, but we're also not in a bad position as well. We just got to make sure we take care of business, do our part in practice to where we can actually see where we're at on game day.
You've been through this before here. What about this team maybe gives you hope that this will turn around? What is the characteristic you've noticed so far with this guy?
I mean, you're not seeing nobody give up out there. I mean, I think that's one of one. Like, you don't want to be able to give up. You know, when I first got to the league, you would hear stories about, you know, obviously it's more so when you get closer to playoffs, you'll see teams tap out. You'll see players check out. And, I mean, for us, like, we're not going to check out on each other. We're going to go out there and fight to the very end. I mean, obviously, you see we didn't just take a knee and call it the game, right? Like, even though we might have lost the game and we're still trying to be able to score at the end, like, you're still playing the game within the game because you never know when you're going to need that drive in another game, in another situation. And so you can always be able to prepare and always be able to, like, take your game to another level. But, you know, we can't just tap out. You know what I'm saying? We can't just throw in the towel. And so I feel like we got the players that's not going to do that. We got the coaches that's not going to do that. And, I mean, sometimes you see who you really are in the face of adversity. And for us, you know, I pray that we press through instead of run away from.
Tyler, what factor, if at all, was it? You guys are playing your 3rd game in 11 days.
10. I feel like it was 10 days. I mean, that's the schedule. So, I mean, for us, I mean, everybody's beat up, everybody's hurting. You know, obviously, it's something that's new to me. I haven't done that before. I played Sunday, Thursday, not Monday, Sunday, Thursday. And a lot of people might think that extra day is nothing, but for us, that extra day is everything because you never know how we're feeling after one game, and you never know, like, everybody just sees us play Sunday and Monday and Thursday, but they don't see that people can barely walk right after the game. They don't see the things that they got to do day in and day out just to be able to try to practice. Some people can't even practice, right, because of all the things that they felt on Sunday. You know, they compare getting tackled sometimes to always get into a car wreck. And so, I mean, for us, I mean, you see the resilience, you see the things that people go through just to be able to fight to get on the field, and to do that on Monday and then turn around and do it Sunday and then do it on Thursday. I mean, to me, it speaks volumes to our team. And we're not the only ones who'll probably be in that situation, so we don't make that an excuse. You know, for us, it's just, I mean, you got to take care of your bodies. I mean, obviously, you see, you know, things are happening. You know, people are getting banged up, not only on our team, but just around the league. But, you know, we just got to take care of our bodies. I think Mike does a great job being able to take care of us and also get the best of us and also be able to push us out there. And so we just got to do our part again and just understand what happened in this game and being able to get ready for the Falcons next.
Anything else? Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you.
Thanks a lot.